Against Kevin Parker, and Kovacev is another Russian fighter with a very enviable record. Let's meet him with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Donald J. Trump's Taj Mahal Casino Resort here on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where tonight Top Rank Incorporated, in association with the undisputed, undefeated king of beer, Budweiser, present professional boxing for your entertainment. All the bouts are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Let's get things started, ladies and gentlemen, with a 6-round bout in the cruiserweight division. The referee for this contest is Tony Perez. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold letters, weighing in at 189 pounds. He comes to us from South Toms River, New Jersey, a professional record of 3-1 with 1 KO. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin the Monster Parker. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with red trim, also weighing an even 189 pounds. Originally from Kostroma, Russia, but now fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. He's undefeated as a professional with a record of 12-0, 11 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergey Kovacev.
I understand you already have your instruction in the dressing room, right? Okay, give me a good clean fight and I will not bother either one of you. Two things you must remember: obey my commands, and most important, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands and good luck to you.
So here's a look at Kevin Parker. They call him the Monster. He's a guy who has stepped in on short notice on numerous occasions. Not so with this one. He says, I'm an unorthodox fighter. He's not going to know what's coming, and that's my edge. Kovacev, on the other hand, 12 victories, no losses, 11 knockouts. He has had 6 fights here in the United States, so exactly half his fights have been here in the United States and the other half in Russia.
Parker getting to him immediately with the right hand, and true to his word, Parker is a little unorthodox in the way he's delivering the punches.
I'll say, there's an uppercut from about 4 feet out. There's a straight right hand. Parker trying to brawl with Kovacev. Parker comes in here with a 3-1 record, just 1 knockout. He didn't start fighting until he was 31 years old. Just said he was an athlete. Wrestled a little bit, played little hoops, played a little football.
And Kovacev, you see him going to the body. He will go to the body a little bit more than you're used to seeing from some of the European fighters. He's a very, very good body puncher. And that would be a great idea against Parker. I think he's already gotten Parker's attention with those body shots.
He's not quite as upright as most European fighters, too. Seems to have a good ability to set down on his punches. Keeps in a crouch.
Being trained by Teddy Atlas here in the United States. Gary.
That right hand.
You know, and Tommy Gallagher brought him over here.
Clipped the chin of Parker.
Right.
One of his recent fights, they said Kovacev knocked down one of his opponents with a jab, obviously showing he has some power.
Say a little more about this guy. He's got a master's degree in chemistry, and his wife is a medical doctor.
Interesting combination. She's back in Russia.
There's a headbutt by Parker. Good right hand by Parker.
You got as close a view of it as you can possibly get. Right there, folks. Was that in your face slogan we have on ESPN?
One of the things that I do remember about the Russia is that most of the doctors are women, and it's not a very high-paying profession there.
Interesting.
There's a good body shot again by Kovacev. Pretty good first round. I thought Parker actually did a pretty good job in this round. We'll be back.
Single, not a double, but a triple left hook to the body by Kovacev. It's there for him, so he keeps taking it. And those punches had a lot of good leverage. There's one that followed that second one. He really worked the body of Parker in the last round.
Parker wild left hand. Parker was bleeding from the nose a little bit between rounds, and now it looks like Kovacev might have a cut on his right eye.
Well, there's some of that unorthodox style that we talked about from Parker. Oh, he said he was a wrestler.
That's right.
That would indicate that he has the ability. Kovacev pulling it out probably in that last round with some of those last-minute body shots. Isn't that interesting? Parker didn't seem like he threw 72 punches in that round, did he? Obviously he did, but
he's so wild, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. A lot of those punches are so different.
Good right hand. That rocked Parker. He's still hurt. And full takedown by Parker. Kovacev is very under control.
Yeah, considering what's happening in that ring, he is very much. He's poised, not losing his technique here.
He had Parker hurt.
With the right hand. There he lunged with the right again, but it was that right that did it.
And there is a little cut over the right eye. It doesn't appear to be a very serious cut on Kovacev.
Another right hand may have stunned Parker again. Kevin Parker really having a hard time here.
Tough guy to fight, Parker, because he is so unorthodox. You don't know where he's coming from. There's another right hand at the top of the head. Very good body work by Kovacev.
Yeah, that's what's even more impressive. He's chopping Parker down with that.
3 left hands. All got there, and then right back to the body. Oh, and what a right hand.
Parker walked right into
right into
I mean, I have not seen a guy walk into a right hand like that in a long time.
This has been an excellent round for Kovacev, and Parker turns his back. Said he's holding his hand. No time for that. Let's get on with the fight. Socialize later.
We're all for perestroika, but there's a limit, okay?
Yeah, come on. I think Parker's still a little shaky.
Yeah, he has been hit with some bombs in this round.
Parker's hard to hit, too, because you don't know where he's coming
well,
from.
he is, but when he throws uppercuts from that far back, he's going to get nailed.
And he did that right from the get-go. And he's in some trouble here. Excellent round for Kovacev. Very convincing round. We'll be back. To get rid.
There's the right hand that Kevin Parker literally walked into. Kovacev landed it, and it stunned him.
I think that even surprised Kovacev, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. It's hard, and you alluded to it, when you're fighting a real unorthodox fighter as Parker is, to keep your composure and look good, and Kovacev has basically done that.
Numbers in the second round, and you can see very high connect percentage for Kovacev. And again, it's hard to find. He's an elusive target, is Parker. Not so much because he's shifty in there. It's just that he throws punches from so many angles. So that's a very high connect percentage for him. Another good right hand by Kovacev.
He's getting there with the lead right hand, which I think is surprising, as you said, even surprising him, because he doesn't expect to get there with that punch that frequently.
Parker started to respect Kovacev's power, too. He's not being quite as wild as he was. Walked into another shot, although he picked it with his glove a little bit.
Kovacev at 28 years of age, so atypical of a Russian boxer. A stalker, a guy that's coming at you almost bull-like, and yet still with skills. And they've worked hard to get him to a little different style. He was the USS Army champ as an amateur, which is no small feat.
No, in fact, most of the great USSR, when it was USSR athletes, were on Army teams.
Excellent body work. He is a fine body puncher. I mean,
walked into a couple of shots from Parker.
You know, you can tell that Parker has been a good athlete in a number of sports. It's just that his skills are not coordinated so far in boxing. At the age of 32, of course, that's going to be a tough task for him. Only had 9 amateur fights, and now he's at, 4 professional, so still very much in the learning stages.
Starting to puff a little bit, too. Kovacev has the look of one of those guys who could fight all night. You know, he reminds me of a little bit, both in style and in facial appearance, is an English middleweight who fought Marvin Hagler, Tony Simpson.
Yeah, very good point. He does look a little bit like him, and even in style. Tony the Bull, isn't he called the Bull?
That's right.
They were talking to us this morning about how he's living in New York and hard to learn English because he's in a neighborhood where so many people speak Russian.
They said there's 125,000 Russian people living in Brooklyn, New York.
There was a movie, which I happen to appear in, called Streets of Gold, that dealt with a Russian boxer coming over here in that very issue. And it was interesting because there's a tremendous Russian community there.
So we come to the end of round 3, and another pretty good round for Kovacic.
Leaping with the left jab. Remember Floyd Patterson used to do that?
That's right.
He used to leap with the left hook and do that. I think it's a valid comparison.